Ever get hit with that waves of questioning when someone you're close to passes on? You know what I mean? Like when there's grief, of course, but also this sort of undercurrent of uncertainty, especially if like there are beliefs about what happens after we die, life after death, if those were different from your own.
Yeah, I get that. It's like you're not only dealing with the immediate loss, but also kind of grappling with like your whole understanding of faith and those big questions about connection and all that.
For sure. It's a heavy space to be in. And that's what we're diving into today on the deep dive. We're going deep with Blake Shelton's Let 'Em In.
Yeah.
Anyway, a song that really gets into that complexity.
Absolutely.
We've got the official lyric video transcript and this really in-depth analytical briefing to guide us. And the mission here is to unpack it all, the grief, the expressions of faith, the depth of that friendship. It's all woven into this like intensely personal prayer. What do you think is it about this song that makes it resonate so deeply with people?
I think it's that raw honesty. The song gives us this glimpse into someone's very personal experience with loss and faith. It's vulnerable, It lays bare that universal struggle we all face, the tension between what we believe and the love we have for those who maybe see things differently.
Okay, so let's start unpacking this right from the beginning.
Hmm.
How about those opening lines? Ain't it a scary thing when somebody's time hearing's laying flowers on their grave, wandering where their soul went? It's so visceral. Right away, you're right there in that initial shock and disorientation.
Totally. And that phrase, wandering where their soul went, that really gets to the heart of it. That disorientation, that uncertainty that often comes with death. It's that jarring shift from having someone physically present in your life to this sudden absence, this void that your mind tries to fill with questions about their spiritual journey.
And then it hits you with this really direct, gut-wrenching statement. I just had to suck it up and say goodbye to my best friend, and I don't ever want to never see him again. That repetition of best friend throughout the song, it really stands out. What do you make of that emphasis?
It emphasizes the depth of their connection. It's more than just a friend, it's his best friend. This is someone deeply woven into his life. It's not just some abstract theological exercise for him. It's personal.
Right.
It's about the possibility of being eternally separated from someone he truly cherishes.
Right. That's where things get even more interesting, I think.
Yeah.
The song moves into this territory of regret, that feeling of unfinished business when he sings, "All I needed was a little more time. I swear I was so dang close, it ain't fair."
What do you think that longing for more time tells us about where he's at emotionally?
It speaks to the rawness of the loss, the feeling that it was sudden and that there were things left unsaid or undone. That phrase, "so dang close," suggests they're on a journey together, a process of connection that got cut short. It leaves him with this powerful sense of what could have been. And it gets even more specific when he says, "I tried and I tried." He was starting to listen. I brought him to church. He was feeling conviction, but you took him away, for I could convince him. Now there's this layer of personal responsibility, almost like he feels he was on the brink of a spiritual breakthrough with his friend. How does this add to the complexity of his grief?
Yeah, it introduces a unique kind of regret, the feeling that he could have done more to share something so important to him with his friend before it was too late. He clearly believed in the significance of faith, and he was actively involved in his friend's spiritual journey. So now he's left carrying this burden that he ran out of time to fully share his convictions. It adds another layer of pain to his grief.
And it leads us to what I see as like the central tension in the lyrics.
Yeah.
He states, "I know the only way to get in is through you." He's obviously pointing to a specific belief about salvation. But then he acknowledges that his friend wasn't quite the Christian he was supposed to be. How do you interpret that contrast?
That's the crux of his internal struggle. He's holding on to this firm theological belief, right? This conviction about the path to salvation. But then he's confronted with the reality that his friend, his best friend, may not have fully embraced that path. It's where his love for his friend clashes with his understanding of religious doctrine. It's a powerful dilemma, and it reflects something a lot of people wrestle with, the point where personal relationships kind of bump up against the boundaries of our belief systems.
And from that tension comes this repeated plea. That's
Yeah.
the emotional core of the song. "Lord, it ain't my place, but could you let him in anyway?"
Yeah.
It's such a powerful mix of humility and, almost audacity.
Yeah.
What's your take on the significance of that line?
It's beautiful, isn't it? It's that humility you mentioned in Lord, It Ain't My Place, recognizing a higher power and his own limitations, but then could you let him in anyway? It's a bold personal appeal coming directly from his love for his friend. He's essentially saying, I know the rules, I know my place, but I'm begging you make an exception for him. It shows that his love for his friend is so strong that it kind of transcends his theological understanding.
It really emphasizes the power of their friendship, doesn't it? I mean, he keeps coming back to that term, best friend. It's not some casual acquaintance he's lost. What does that constant reminder of their closeness tell you?
It drives home the point that this isn't just some theoretical problem for him. This is a deeply personal loss. He's facing the potential eternal fate of someone who was a central part of his world. That love, that connection, it fuels this extraordinary prayer. The thought of eternity without his best friend. It's clear that thought haunts him. When I walk through those gates and he ain't waiting on me. It's a powerful image.
So, when we boil it all down, what would you say is the central message of the song? It seems to go beyond debating theology. It's this raw, heartfelt plea for mercy and grace.
Absolutely. He's not getting into theological arguments. He's making a direct appeal for compassion. He's essentially asking for an exception for his friend, a moment of grace that might go beyond the usual rules. And what's driving that plea is his immense love for his friend and maybe this underlying hope that their bond means something in a larger spiritual sense.
And there's that line, because he was going to let you in any day. It feels like he's clinging to a belief or maybe a hope that his friend was close to fully embracing faith. How does that line fit into the bigger picture?
That line is key. It shows that he truly believed his friend was on the verge of accepting faith. It's like he's saying, look, he was almost there. His heart was open. Please consider that. He's adding another layer to his plea, suggesting that his friend's journey, even though it was cut short, was headed in the right direction. It's powerful. It speaks to his faith not just in God, but in his friend's potential.
And then he circles back to that humility, acknowledging his place while still making this incredibly bold request. It's really moving to see that faith in action.
It really is. It captures that inner struggle. So many people face the tension between sticking to religious doctrines and the deep human desire for compassion and love to win out, especially when it comes to the fate of those we love. It's relatable, it's poignant, it's something a lot of people grapple with when facing faith and loss.
It definitely makes you think about your own experiences, right? Have you
Yeah.
ever been in a situation where your own deeply held beliefs felt at odds with your love for someone who believes something different? It can be such a tough and heartbreaking thing to go through.
Oh, absolutely. It's a universal experience. We've all loved people who see the world differently than we do. And when death enters the picture, those differences can feel amplified. It makes us question things. And sometimes it even makes us plead for some kind of reconciliation that goes beyond those earthly divisions. The reason this song resonates so strongly is because it taps into that fundamental human tension and the enduring hope that love and mercy ultimately win.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Let Him In Anyway, what would you say are the key takeaways we should hold on to?
I think the song is this powerful expression of grief mixed with a very personal expression of faith. It shows us that lingering regret we can feel when we think we've missed opportunities, especially when it comes to faith. But in the end, it's a testament to the strength of friendship and this heartfelt plea for divine mercy that seems to go beyond rigid religious boundaries. It's driven by love, and that's what makes it so powerful.
It's that raw human element that gets to you, right? That fundamental desire for compassion and grace to be the driving force when it comes to those we care about.
Exactly. It reminds us that even within the structure of faith, there is often this deep yearning for understanding and grace that goes beyond our human interpretations. It rests on the boundless nature of love.
So as you go about your day, here's a final thought to ponder. In those moments of profound loss, how do our closest relationships and our deepest hopes shape how we understand and express our faith? How do we balance our own convictions with that human desire for compassion for those we love, regardless of their beliefs? It's something to keep in mind.
Definitely something to think about.
Absolutely.